Today, we gain wisdom from mother, model, mentor, Sabrina Golden, owner of Sabrina Golden LLC. Listen to our dialogue about purpose, pain, pleasure, and parenting. And now, making peace from the pieces with Sabrina Golden.
Money's not everything. And due to that, you lost your family. Because if they're saying, hey, we need you, and you're never there, then we got a problem.
Yeah. And that's the thing, people put so much emphasis on money, and we need money. It is a part of our life, but it's not everything. And so many people sacrifice the more important things like being a mother for making a certain amount of money, and then in the end, they don't find peace in it.
No.
Now, how do your clients respond to this notion of she's a mother first, and then helping me with PR?
Everybody works with me. Everybody, they work with me. They work around my schedule. Some things can't be worked around the schedule, especially with my acting, modeling. They try to just fit in where, like, hey, I got a photo shoot this day. Can you do my makeup on this day? I said, ooh, I'm shooting this day. So they're like, okay, so I'll make my photo shoot for this day. And I'm like, okay, cool. So most of my clients, they all work with me. They work around my schedule.
Wow. Now, let me ask you this. In this day of media, have you gotten used to seeing your image on all of these flyers and movie promotions? Is it just kind of like, yeah, that's me?
I mean, I don't think anybody gets used to that, because like even when I go out, they'll be like, Sabrina Golden. I'll be like,
oh,
who are you? Like,
yeah.
Do I know you? Like,
Yeah.
But I don't think you ever get used to that. I mean, it's fun. It's exciting. I love it. I don't think you ever get used to it. I'm not used to it. Like, people stopping me like, oh, Sabrina Golden. I'm like, hi. But there's been plenty of times, like, some people get upset. They'll be like, she didn't even say hi to me. I'm like, who are you? Like,
yeah. Now, as pastors, we are nowhere near model status. But you do get to the point where you realize,
go through the same thing. You go through the same
Yep,
thing.
that's what I was going to say. You go through the same thing. So
when you're in the public eye, you go through the same thing.
You go through the same thing.
And you got to play like, yeah, hey.
Yeah. And I try to tell people all the time, I am good. I'm better with faces than I am with names. And so if I don't say your name on a regular basis, the chances are when I see you, I'm going to know who you are, but I'm not going to know your name at that moment. But you give me a few minutes, it's a dialogue, and I can actually come up with it. But at the same token, how does one, as a model, convey everything with a frame? Because when you look at these pictures, even the picture that I chose to use here on the flyer, like that one frame says about 15 different things. How do you do that?
It's the capturing of the photographer as well. I mean, you're just the motion. You do your motions, you do your sets. You're like, okay, let me smile here. I feel joyful here, or let me laugh here. So it's all about your feeling, and it could be some music on too to portray how you're feeling. So it's a lot of things. I mean, there's days when I'm not in the greatest mood to do a photo shoot, and I think all my photos look mean. So it just depends. I think this day I was just very happy to be out.
I like that because what you did is you also gave credit to the photographer because there really is a partnership between displaying and capturing, and they both
Yeah.
work in unit. And what is it like working with a top level photographer? And have you ever worked with a photographer? No names, because that's not how we do things, of course. But have you ever worked with a photographer where you were like, Lord have mercy, woo?
Yes. Oh, yes. Because like when I first started back modeling, so you're just trying to get it in, and you really, in the beginning, if you don't have a lot of money, you're just trying to work with whoever can shoot you and get your
Yeah,
photos out there. So, yeah, there's some that I'm not even gonna post ever.
yeah, yeah.
And so, yeah, you work with all types, but you make sure as a model that you're giving homage to everything: your hair, your makeup, your photographer, I mean, your location. You just make sure you're giving homage to everybody. I'm real big on that. Like, don't discredit nobody, don't forget nobody. Make sure you're giving honor to everybody.
So it truly is. We see the model, but it really is a team effort.
It is.
So, what is it like placing your hands in the team? Because I'm sure there's some times where maybe the makeup artist wants to try something, or the hairstylist wants to do a little something, or they give you an outfit, and you're like, "Yeah, look here, I'm not sure, not too sure about that," or they want to put you on some kind of a scene, and you're like, "Look, bro, I'm not sure about that." What is it like trusting them in this process?
Sometimes you don't have a choice.
That's terrible.
Because there's some things. I mean, they all my designers, people that I've walked for, they already know how I am. They're like, this is not too modest. Are you gonna be able to rock this one? I said, look, if I can wear my Spanx, or so it won't be too revealing, I'm
Let's
okay.
go.
You
Let's
know,
go.
so like a lot of them know that. I haven't had no like really bad scene or naked scene or anything like that. So they always ask about my comfort level. So that's a great thing. I work with a lot of people who work with me because they already know, the type of person I am, how I carry myself. So a lot of them just really work with me.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that I have seen is that a lot of your more recent works, you use your modeling not just to get your brand out there, but also you're participating in efforts that help raise money. Have you always had a heart for people like that, or is this something you just kind of ran into once you saw that you could help generate money for people?
I've always been a volunteer, so I've always loved giving. So that's just in my nature. So a lot of times when they say, "Hey, this is for charity," I'm like, "Okay." I could need the money all day long, but I'll be like, "I gotta give. I gotta give." So I've always been that type of person. So that's just in me. So I love doing things for a good cause, and then also I love help helping brand other companies. Like there could be a small company that a lot of people don't know about, and I love helping them and getting them using my platform to make sure people know about them. And so that's why I love what I do with Golden Opportunities is I let them entrepreneurs come and highlight their products.
Wow. That is amazing. Especially in this day, we keep talking about not to talk specifically just about the black family or black businesses and entrepreneurs or people of color in that sense, but just the idea that someone would allow their platform to be used to launch other people uh, says so much about you, because these days, let me say this. I went to Walmart and we were out of bar soap in the house. So I said, all right, let me go ahead and get some bar soap. So I ran up to the store
Uh-huh.
and all of the bar soap was gone. And I was like, this is crazy. I'm walking up the aisle, didn't see any bar soap, but I saw the spot where the bar soap was supposed to be. Some person bought out all of the bar soap in that store. And and I was thinking on my way home, I was like, wow, how everyone thinks is so different. That means somebody went in there and cleaned out all of that soap and probably hopped on Amazon, you know,
Right.
trying to
It
anticipate the
must have
pandemic.
been.
Yeah, and they're going to sell the soap for $1 more to make a profit. And so, in this day and age where everyone is thinking of every angle to make a profit, what is it like to sow seeds into someone else and then to watch them reap a harvest?
It's kind of hard because I've had people like that. And they don't really look back and say, hey, thanks for your help, or, putting me here to meet this person, And sometimes, you see them and they will run off into the fields together. And you're just like, oh, okay.
Well, I think the beautiful thing is when you're doing it from a pure heart. I mean, you weren't doing it to get the pat on the back, anyways. You expect it because it should be done. It's right. But at the same token, the spirit in which I did the act was not for my own gratification or to be celebrated. I did it just because either God told me to, or I saw a need and just thought that I could meet it. So let me ask you this. What is it like being blessed and in a position to help someone else?
It's fulfilling. Because when you do help somebody, it makes you feel good. And I don't do it out of like, oh, I'm a profit off of this, or I'm an opportunist or anything. I do it because I genuinely love people and want them to win. And so I've always been like that. I don't look for anything in return. Although you like,
you should get something in
thank
return. Oh yeah, you should. That thank you
for
should come.
something,
It should come.
But it just, God always blesses me. If they don't, He blesses me some other type of way. And that's the thing that I know. Like, I don't care if you bless me or not. I know who my source is that's gonna bless me because I do help.
That's awesome. Now, I did have some things on there because I will never be on a runway. Let's just say that. But at the same token, what is it like moments before you hit that runway? And what type of confidence does it take to actually walk down that runway?
I guess I've been doing it for so long. It's just like, I don't get those nerves no more. Before I'd be like, oh my God, I'm about to walk. I hope I don't trip. Now I'm just like, if I trip, I trip. It's just do your poses and go out there and rock it. It's a fulfilling. I love, because sometimes I don't feel confident sometimes. So like being on that runway, it gives me my confidence. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like acting, a lot of times, I'm just like a calm nature person, and sometimes I get to act like crazy, and I like it. It's just like being somebody else, and that's the fulfilling part for me, is like sometimes you just get to be somebody you're not.
Next week, making peace from the pieces with Sabrina Golden.